morning children, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to do some activity on the chapter matter. Okay, so let us do that. So first of all we are going to see how this intermolecular space can be we will be doing the activity on intermolecular space. Okay, so for this, our first activity will be on intermolecular space. So what is this? We already know about this. Intermolecular space is the gaps between the molecules. Okay, in any matter which is made up of atoms or molecules, there are certain gaps. There are some gaps between the atoms or particles, that is called intermolecular space. So that we will going to show. So for this we need some, see, this is different colors ball and different sizes balls are there. Okay, so this we are going to take. Here you can see this is a empty beaker. So in this beaker we are going to fill this balls. Suppose these are particles or atoms. Okay, so this we are going to fill. You can see there are a lot of gap between this in this beaker. Okay, in this beaker lot of gap is there. That means the particles or molecules are not filling the whole space of the beaker. Okay, suppose if we consider this as a matter, then these are the two atoms or particles of matter. Now if I take out one, and if I put this two small balls, it can fill up some more space in the beaker. Okay, so from this we can understand that there are some gaps in between the particles. That means in between the gaps of the bigger particles we can fit some smaller particles. Now here again you can see that after putting this smaller balls, we are all now also we are having some gaps between the particles. So these gaps are called intermolecular space. Now again this gap also can be filled up by more smaller particles. So let us do that. Here I am having some more smaller particles in it. So this I am going to fill in this. You can see easily that lot of these smaller particles I can put in this beaker. You can see that so these are the gaps or the intermolecular space which was there in this. Few more are there. Let me put this in the beaker. So now it is almost filled up with these particles. See, so the space taken by the smaller this particles, the little particles, these are the intermolecular space of the beaker. Okay, so in this manner we can show that the in between the particles, in between the bigger particles, some smaller some gaps are there which can be filled up by even. So from this we can understand that this is the intermolecular space of the matter. Okay, so where the bigger particles are there and in between the particles some gap must be there which can be filled up with even smaller particles, and that is the intermolecular space. Okay. So now we are going to do some activity on the shape of the three kind of matter, three states of matter. So first of all, for solid, we know that solid is having some definite shape, and it's having some definite volume. So solid is having some definite shape and it's having some definite volume. So here in this is a glass, you can see that. So here I am putting this ball which is a solid. Now you can see that the shape of the it's having its own fixed shape which cannot be changed. Okay, so if I take some other container, say this is another container and it's having another shape, it's a bowl. So here I am putting the ball. Here also it's having its own shape, it's retaining its own shape. It is, that means it's having a fixed shape, we can say, and this ball is having its own volume. So this volume can be calculated by using if we know the radius of this ball, this sphere, then easily we can get the volume of it. Okay, so there is a there is a mathematical rule or formula is there to calculate the volume. So from that we can calculate the volume of this sphere. Now what about the so from this we can conclude that solid is having a definite shape and it's having a definite volume. Now let us see what about the liquid. If we take some liquid, then will it show a fixed shape or a fixed volume or something else? So here in this beaker we have taken some liquid. This is water, which is a liquid. Now you can see here water is water has taken the shape of the beaker. Okay, so maybe it's having you are getting some problem to see the water because of its colorless property. So let me add some ink in it, then it will be properly visible to you all. So let us add some ink in it. Now it will become colorful and easily visible. Now hope you all can see. See, this is the liquid which is having the shape of the shape of this container, shape of this beaker. Okay, now this water I will be pouring in some other containers. See, I am putting this, I am pouring this in this bowl. Now you can see the bowl is having some other volume. It's having the bowl is having some other shape. Okay, so whatever maybe the volume, but its shape is different. You can easily understand the shape of this beaker and the shape of this bowl is different. Now this here the water, inky water has been taken up the shape of this bowl. Okay, that means its shape is not fixed, as we have seen for solid. Solid is having a fixed shape. In whichever container we are keeping the solid, it will retain its own shape. It's keeping its shape fixed. But for liquid we can see that if we change the container, the shape of the liquid changes. Now we are pouring this into some other container which is having different shape. Okay, the shape of this cup is different than that of the bowl. Okay, and now the water has been taken up the shape of this cup. Now this again I am transferring to some other container which is having again some different shape. Okay, so this is now the water has been taken up the shape of this glass. So from this we can understand that the shape of the liquid is not fixed. So from this we can conclude that liquid is not having a fixed shape. So here we can write shape is not fixed. Okay, it will be taken up the shape of the container. Now what about the volume? See, this water we have taken. Okay, now let me put it in the beaker. Why I am pouring this into the beaker? Because this beaker is having the labels. Okay, so these are the volume. Through this we can denote the volume. So this is hope you can see, this is 20 ml. Okay, this is 40, and in between 20 and 40 this is 30. Okay, 30 ml. This is 100 ml beaker. See, this is written 100 ml beaker. This is 60 and this is 80. Okay, so I have taken 80 ml of water. So this volume is fixed, we can say, because we have taken this much of volume only, and this volume is fixed. In whichever container we are keeping the liquid, its volume will be fixed. So this much volume water only we have taken, which can be kept in any kind of shape of the container. There it will take up the shape of the container, but its volume is fixed. Okay, so from this we can conclude for volume we can write volume is fixed. Okay, so for liquid, shape is not fixed but volume is fixed. Here you can see we have taken up some water in three different containers, in three different in one cup, in one glass. And here we have taken same volume of water, but when we have transferred the volume in some different shapes of container, the water has taken the shape of the containers. Okay, but here volume is fixed. That means from this we can conclude that for liquid, shape is not fixed but volume is fixed. Now let us do it for gas. So first we will be seeing that whether the shape of the gas is fixed or not. For this, I have an incense stick with me. So let us just a second. So here I am having the incense stick. and this I am putting into this, inside this. Here I have one incense stick and a test tube. This is a test tube. So here I will be taking the fumes inside the test tube. Hope you can see that it's become hazy. Without air it cannot you have to take up the fume inside it. Which can be treated as gas. So from this you can easily understand that gases are not having any fixed shape. It's not having any fixed shape. Now here we are having some fume inside this. So this we will be, with my thumb I will be keeping the fumes inside the test tube. Okay. Can you see the haziness inside the test tube? Because the fumes are trapped inside the test tube, that's why it's looking hazy. Now the volume, already we have concluded that gases are not having any fixed shape. Now what about volume? Here, as the gas molecules are moving randomly here and there, so it will take up the whole volume of the test tube. The fumes which is there inside the test tube, that will take up the whole volume of the test tube. Now with another test tube, we will be taking some other test tube now. So this was our first test tube. You can see the fumes inside this. Now we will be using some other test tube to make the volume double. See, another test tube we have taken. Can you see the two test tubes? Okay, so here the fume is there trapped, which this is the first test tube which we have taken, and this is another test tube, empty test tube, which we have taken afterwards. Now after some time we can see that the fumes, the color of the fume will it will fade a bit, because now the gases has been transferred, the gas particles which are there inside, that will transfer in this second test tube. Okay, few part of it already has been transferred, and that's why the color has been fade up a bit. So here we can say that now this double of this volume of the test tube is available for the gas. This is one test tube, this is another, so the volume of the two test tube is now available for this gas. Okay, that means now the volume of the gas is double of its initial volume. At first its volume was of the volume of the first test tube, that is 20 ml. The test tube's volume is 20 ml generally. Okay, and now we are giving the fume or the gas 40 ml volume, and this volume it has been it's now it's using the double or 40 ml volume of the test tube. Okay, so now the volume of the gas is 40 ml. That means from this we can conclude that the volume of the gas is not fixed. So here we can say that the for gases shape is not fixed as well as volume is not fixed. So both shape and volume is not fixed for gas. Okay, so this 3 is our conclusion. For solid, its shape is fixed as well as its volume is fixed, whereas for liquid, shape is not fixed but volume is fixed, and for gases, shape and volume both are not fixed. So here I am ending our today's class, and these experiments, these activities are very easy. You can do at your home with this whatever containers are available to you, whichever things I have used here, these are all available at your home, so easily you can do this at your home. So do that. Okay, so do it in this manner. You will feel good. Okay, it's very interesting, so do that, try it once. Okay, so as usual, keep reading properly, be safe, be careful. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.